Hello everybody and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. For today's preview is Ulster host Sharks in the final weekend of the URC regular season before we move into the playoffs, and a lot to still play for. Currently, there is a tie for second place across three teams. There's then just 1 point between fourth and fifth, and the Bulls currently sitting 3 points off the top four. So in terms of the permutations, there's very much a battle of the top six really this weekend in terms of who's going to finish where. Now, Leinster have finished top of the table. They don't need to worry about losing a home final or a home semi or a home quarterfinal because they are currently sitting 6 points ahead of Munster. However, if Munster were to win, for example, or to win with a bonus point, that would put them out of reach of the likes of the Sharks and the Stormers, which means that their chance of a home semi-final, if they win the quarterfinal, is very limited. But obviously, the big one is the Sharks, Stormers, Ulster, and the Bulls, all sort of vying for those top four spots to try and get themselves a home quarterfinal. And the Bulls will very much be hoping that the Sharks do them a favour and beat Ulster, and the Bulls, and a victory for the Bulls would then be enough for them to, well, they really need a bonus point, don't they? To try and get that home quarterfinal. And then the Stormers as well, looking to try and finish the season off with a win to try and also make sure they're on that top four. But in terms of the teams, two very good teams and a massive player back for the Sharks, who the regular captain, although he's not captaining this weekend. But first of all, we look at Ulster. A familiar face in the number 8 jersey, Dwayne Vermeulen, will run out tomorrow against the Sharks, a team he has played many a time in his career. If you look at the front row, Andrew Warwick, Rob Herring, and Tom O'Toole, it's going to be a very tough battle, and I think that Sharks front row has got so much star power that should be a very interesting battle in itself. In the second row, Alan O'Connor and then Ian Henderson will captain the side. So as much experience and class as you could ever want in your second row from the likes of Ian Henderson. You then got Marcus Ray and Nick Timoney, who are complementing Dwayne Vermeulen in that loose trio. John Cooney is partnering Billy Burns. And Billy Burns is quite a mercurial player. When he plays well, you can take a game away from you. But if you can put him under pressure quite early on and stuff like that, he does have mistakes in him. So very important that the Sharks do sort of try and fluster him and try and get under his skin quite quickly if they are to try and put him off and to make their day a little bit easier. The two wings will be Ethan McElroy and Robert Belacoon, and then you've got Stuart McCloskey and James Hume in the centres. It's a decent centre pairing, and I think that should also be quite a fun battle to watch. And then you've got Mark Lowry at fullback. Off the bench, John Andrew, Eric O'Sullivan, Gareth Milisinovic, Kieran Treadwell, Matty Rea, Nathan Doak, Stuart Moore, and Robert Little. Massive Nathan Doak fan. I think he's got a very bright future ahead of him. The young scrum half. Kieran Treadwell obviously got a lot of experience under his belt as well. So it's a decent Ulster side. In terms of the Sharks side they will be facing, this is how they will line up tomorrow. And as you can see, Lukhanyo is back in the side at 13, but will not captain this weekend, with Thomas Tutoy being preferred ahead of the regular captain, who has just returned from his Japan sabbatical. A couple of very interesting team news in terms of contract extensions for the like of Reniel Hugo. Sia Khaleesi today has been confirmed for a new 5-year contract. He has extended his contract with the Sharks until at least 2027. Makazole Mapimpi also announcing a very long-term contract with the side. So very positive moves continuously to happening with the Sharks. But if you look at the side, Oxenchair, Bongi Manambi, Thomas Tutoy are able supported by the likes of Ruben van Heerden and Reniel Hugo. So it's a very good tight five. And that front row is as good as any in any club competition in and around the world. It's an international front row. So you couldn't ask for more in terms of a scrummaging powerhouse. Bongi Manambi, obviously very good line operator as well. So it's a class pack. Sia Khaleesi, Henko Vent, and then Percy Buthelezi. Percy Buthelezi is a future Springbok in my opinion. And then obviously Sia Khaleesi is the current Springbok captain, although tends to sort of leave his big performances for his national side. Not to say he's been terrible for the Sharks or bad for the Sharks, but he just seems to transform when he puts that Springbok jersey on. So the Sharks will be hoping to start seeing more of a Springbok Khaleesi as they sort of enter towards the playoffs. If we then look at the halfback combination, Jane Henderson, Curran Bosch, Makazole Mapimpi, Marius Lowe, Lukhanyo Werner Kok, Apelele Fassi. It's a very strong backline. Marius Lowe set to move to Johannesburg after the season to join the Lions. So sort of the closing in on the end of his Sharks career. An opportunity for him to try and sort of give them a bit of a farewell and to try and sort of leave on a good note, I suppose. Then off the bench, Kenneth Fury and Sukum Kunu and Kutum Kunu. That'll change a bit next season with the likes of Koli Sari being confirmed over the last sort of week or two. So he'll be moving on to the tight head there. Then Hiron Andrews, Jean Labaskakni, Sikum Bozinoche continuously with that 6-2 split, and then Grant Williams, Buddha Chamberlain, the only two backline players on the bench. But it should be quite an interesting game. You know, Sharks, we keep saying that, don't we? You know, whilst the results, I mean, it's weird to complain when they're sitting on the log, 56 points, just 6 points behind first. But we're still just waiting for them to find that extra gear, because I think it's definitely in there. And as I said, you know, it's difficult to be critical of a side that have won 11 games, lost 5, and drawn 1. But we do feel there's an extra gear that they're just not quite managing to find at the moment. And when they do find it, they're going to be they're a side that's going to be there to take on Leinster. They are the South African, you know, Manchester City type thing in terms of all the star power, all the money, all the investment. And we really want to start seeing them become that massive South African side that's going to conquer Europe, let alone conquer the URC and conquer South Africa. Let me know what you think is going to happen down in the comments below. Please do smash a like on the video and subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Steven, and I'll chat to you soon.